Hello guys, Brad here again, and I thought I would do a video today basically taking a question that dracdoc brought up on his channel and just kind of doing my own different spin on it. And the question he posed on his channel was whether or not fragrances were worth the price. And it was a very interesting discussion. Personally, I feel that you're going to have different price points. Of course, the lower end, your Adidas, Stetson, Pumas are going to be the cheaper end fragrances. Then your Chanel's, Dior's, Yves Saint Laurent's, more of your higher end designer pricing. Then, of course, you get into the niche, the Creeds, the Bonds, the Amouage. They all have their set price points, and they all kind of cater to a different mindset, quality versus price. Um, just like with anything else, a car or whatever, people want to buy the expensive stuff because it makes them feel more special. People that buy the cheap stuff don't care quite as much about being exclusive. They just want to get the job done, whatever. So I don't really want to spend much time pursuing dracdoc's original question, but I thought my question was more poignant, more personal, more biting, more, uh, you know, I guess you could say controversial. And this is about reselling fragrances and setting those price points. I find it very interesting, this concept of the fragrance community. Of course, we see this all the time. Facebook groups, swap threads, things like that. People doing videos where they're selling fragrances that are used. And I find it very interesting, price points for used fragrances. When it's all said and done, a fragrance is a hygiene product, and common sense would kind of tell you that if you resell a hygiene product, you can't really expect to get a good resale value on that. For example, let's say I go to Bath and Body Works and I get this body wash here, Oak for Men body wash. Maybe I use it 10, 15 times. Decide, hey, I think I'm going to sell it. Okay, if I paid $5 for it, how much do you think I can sell this body wash for? If I could get a quarter for it, I would probably be happy. Because who in their right mind would want to buy somebody's stanky old bottle of um, body wash, probably a pubic hair on here somewhere. You don't want to be getting into that, right? But with fragrances, we're seeing price points on used fragrances that are pretty close to the original price point, and I find that very intriguing. Almost kind of doesn't even make sense. It's kind of like the fragrance community is almost like a bizarro world where logic becomes illogic and common sense becomes nonsense. It doesn't make sense at all. Um, Let me give you some examples here. I have a bottle here of what I believe to be vintage Fahrenheit. I don't know. I probably paid maybe 30 or $40 for it when I bought it, maybe 8 years ago. Um, I'm guessing if somebody tried to sell this on eBay or in a swap group, they might try to get 7, 8, or $80 for it. They might want to try to triple the selling point, even though some of the juice is gone. There's no box. Maybe in some cases, even the cap would be missing, right? And of course, the juice certainly isn't any fresher than it was when I purchased it. Um, so, what's a fair price for that? The question becomes: is the vintage so much better that you'd be willing to buy a used bottle with missing juice for more than the reformulated version? Or some other examples for Valairs. I purchased this for about $60 new. No longer have the box. Now people would try to sell a half-filled bottle for about $120, double the price, half the juice, so like a 400% markup. I'm not sure if it makes sense. Then I got a fragrance like this here, Roger Federer cologne. I believe it's been discontinued. It's still hard to find. I can't even find a listing for it on eBay, so I'm not even sure what a fair market price for this particular fragrance would be. Probably paid maybe 50 or $60 for it. And I'm sure there's people out there that would love to have another bottle because it really isn't a bad fragrance. So what jacks up these price points? Of course, discontinuation. A good fragrance becomes discontinued. People, of course, are going to be willing to pay more for it. Reformulations tend to be less appealing than the original formulations, so that can drive up the price point as well. Like DRM Sport, people can say, well, this is the original formulation, and expect to get all, if not more, of their money back. Very interesting scenarios there. Of course, the whole Terry Mugler debate. I would like to think that Pure Malt, Pure Van are going to start leveling down a lot, since I believe they're both going to be re-released as well. So I thought that would be this is a very interesting debate for a video. Who sets these price points for fragrances? I mean, you can go on eBay. I guess eBay kind of sets a mark, but of course, just because a price point is set doesn't mean that it's valid. Doesn't mean people are willing to pay that price point. And you could list an auction, and it doesn't mean that someone's going to bite and pay for that price point. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have, I think. I thought this would be a lot more provocative and interesting. The resale of used fragrances, because I do like to buy stuff used myself, paperbacks, CDs, DVDs, and I always expect to get like maybe 75% off. And that's you know something that's going to give me 100% back of what is already there. Like, for example, the DVD isn't really going to be any different used or new. The books, it might be a little bit dog-eared, and you might have some surface scratches on your CDs or DVDs that won't affect playability, but otherwise, it's pretty much the same as if it was brand new. Fragrances, you don't get your box, you might not get your caps. Juice is missing. Of course, juice does not stay fresh forever, so there's that as well. So I just thought I would kind of bring that up. A very interesting um, thing with fragrances, how that works out. So thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later.